Thanks so much for having me. It's been a long day, been a long show.
Yes. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about EZDC.
Yeah, so EZDC, brand new company. We started late last year, and we are a 3PL that we service direct-to-consumer e-commerce companies,
Right.
Primarily, like Shopify sellers or FBA Overflow, people like that. And really, two buckets that we that are our ideal customers. Brands that are doing their fulfillment in-house, and it's just a headache, and they're often they don't realize till after the fact that it's such a load off their mind when they can outsource that to someone that specializes in it and then spend their time and effort doing what they do best, growing their business, growing their brand. Or current 3PL customers who are just having problems with their 3PL. It's like we hear horror stories literally almost every day about poor service, lack of communication. Technology is subpar. There's no visibility on where their orders are. And they're just unhappy, and no one wants to switch 3PLs. It's a big headache. And,
it's pain. It costs money too.
It costs money, and it's like the biggest anxiety for a brand is what's going to happen when I bring my goods into your warehouse. So, but we're aiming to just a little bit about our background too. We come from the pharmaceutical industry where serving independent pharmacies and dealing with other small business owners where it's high package volume, very late ship window. Most of the time it's next day delivery, and it's like the medicine can't be late, and stuff goes wrong all the time. So you have to deal with problems and solve problems on the fly. You have to respond to people immediately. You have to be quick and nimble and be able to solve problems on your feet. So we're just bringing that same level of commitment and excellence that we've done for 20 years in that industry over to the e-commerce, and it's like a whole new space.
Yeah, interesting. So, I mean, would you say that because pharmaceutical, I can imagine there's a lot of rules and regulations and things like that. So, but e-commerce also is a little crazy sometimes too. I mean, would you say that the e-commerce side is a little bit easier than the pharmaceutical, or is seeing like similar challenges as well?
It's easier in the sense that it's just not the level of regulation there is with pharmaceuticals, right? Like it's got its own unique set of challenges, but there's so many things you have to do before you can open up for business in pharma with the regulations and getting licenses in every single jurisdiction you sell into, and it's very time consuming and capital intensive and etc. But with e-commerce, different set of challenges, and it's new. You know how it is when you're new and adjusting to things, so there's a learning curve there. But we just aim to just always do our best and serve customers, and just we're used to dealing with small business owners where it's got to get done. And it's not like a 9 to 5, and then you wait for us to respond to your email. I mean, people are texting us all the time.
You got to be there.
Because it's their business, right? And then when they partner with us as a 3PL, we're literally an extension of their brand, right? So we take that very seriously, and we really aim for just 100% customer retention, where we want to do such a good job that they don't ever want to leave us.
Married for life.
So
that do your part, right? I mean that's the way to go. I mean, to be able to create those relationships with brands, I mean, I think that's so important for a 3PL to do, and for that brand to have the partnership as well, and feel like I'm not going to have any unnecessary headaches here, or like you said, I'm going to have a lack of responsiveness. I don't really know what's going on, right? It's to a lot of these e-commerce DTC brands, that inventory is kind of like that's their livelihood there, right? So you really need to be able to handle that and make it happen. So it's great that you're taking that approach and you're recognizing that. So as you've been here at the show, I'm curious, what are some of the challenges you're hearing that maybe people are having, and how do you feel like you can address them with EZDC?
Oh, what challenges? I mean, everything, stuff goes wrong literally all the time, right? So it's just service.
That's the way our world works.
The biggest thing is just service, right? I mean, I think, not to knock any of these big corporate companies, but I think we all know bigger is not necessarily better. And everyone's got stories when they were, got into something with a big name and used a big name as a vendor, and they thought, oh, this is great. I don't want to name any names, but they're so prestigious. I see their name everywhere. They have all this marketing, but yet the level of service is like people don't respond. It's it's days upon days,
Yeah.
right? And customers are upset, right? And their name's on that, their brand is on that to the customer, and they want. I mean, I think that's what everyone wants. Is just a level of commitment and service to where, you know, we know stuff's not going to be perfect, and we know things are going to happen. But as long as we're all just dealing with these issues together with a real commitment to just doing the right thing and getting the job done, and we can always work it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's a great way to put it too. And I think our friend Joe Spizak, right, from fulfill.com, I think he's always saying, you know, the marketing doesn't really mean anything when it comes down to the service, right? So I mean, it's great that, you know, we're able to recognize that and make that happen for brands and really put that emphasis on, you know, trying to make that partnership and relationship so good. I mean, it's so important for a brand. As you said, you know, it's their brand really that's on the line. It's not really like if the 3PL is not responding, it's not like the customer is gonna come after the 3PL and be like, "Where's my stuff?" Right? They're gonna come at the brand, and the brand's like, you know, making up some story because they can't get a response from the 3PL. It's a little crazy, right? So I mean, it's great that you're being able to address those concerns that and those issues that brands have been having historically, and even now, as you mentioned, are having as well, and talking about. So I'm curious also from your perspective of a 3PL as you look around the show like this, or even just in general, what type of kind of technology is interesting to you that you're looking to maybe bring into your operations?
Oh boy, I mean I'm sure you've walked the show. The technology here is just incredible, right? And all the new stuff, the new innovations that are coming out. You know, the software, right? The software, the routing, and the tracking, and the you know, what they can do even with robotics now, and just monitoring the inventory and knowing where everything is, and cameras everywhere. And I was just talking to someone, you know, I was just talking to a company, and they just showed me a quick little demo, and we're going to talk next week. But it's, they were talking about it's literally like an automated way to just receive product and check damages and expiration dates via like cameras that are strategically placed, you know what I mean? And just, you know, very accurate and very affordable. Right, where you think about like that, you couldn't even fathom that just a few years ago.
Yeah, that's interesting. And accessibility.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. As technology evolves, all this stuff that is so far out or seems so far out just a few years ago is now like mainstream and like very, very affordable. Right, so it's just neat to see how things evolve, and there's always going to be new challenges, but it's you know, I think entrepreneurs always kind of are there to solve problems and innovate and you know, create new solutions to problems that we face.
Definitely. So very interesting to talk to you, Dave, and I want to thank you for coming by the booth here. I know we just met like a couple of weeks ago or something like that.
Yeah, we had a Zoom
Time
call.
flies,
we talked, you know how it is, right? You're busy.
Yeah, very busy. But it's good to see you here, and I'm definitely happy to have you come on and talk about EZDC. If people are interested in learning more about EZDC, how can they do that?
So you can connect with me on LinkedIn. It's Dave Gulas, Gulas, or shoot me an email at dave@ezdc3pl.com.
All right, great. I'll definitely put that information up. So, Dave, thank you so much for coming by the booth here towards the end of the show.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, and congrats on your podcast. I see how well you're doing and how hard you're working, so I wish you all the success, man. Really
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cool.
All right, Dave. Have a good one.